Division 3 clash. South Belgrave taking on Upper Ferntree Gully, live right across the internet on the website efl.org.au and Radio Eastern 98.1 FM. Here's Brad Henderson.
Thanks very much, Damien. And South Belgrave did win the toss. They're kicking to the Mount Morden Road end of the ground in the first quarter as Benbow strongly tackled then. Advantage is paid the way of Upper Gully. Kick comes spearing into Godfrey. Jason Godfrey off a step, fires at the goals. He went with the check side kick, which was pretty ambitious, and he just managed to sneak it in for a minor score. Didn't take too long though, only less than 30 seconds gone on the clock. Upper Ferntree Gully one behind, South Belgrave yet to score, and it is a small ground, Damo. It doesn't take long to get deep into the forward line.
That's it, and the kick out of defence. We're already at the half-back line, right half-back for South Belgrave, and the mark was taken by Hughlin. He kicks towards the centre wing position. Seizing on the football is Condor. He sends a high floating ball, and it drifts across the boundary line on the full. It'll be a free kick in front of the Upper Ferntree Gully bench to the Kings, and they'll kick it from the left half-back position. So very interesting to see the quickness of the ball movement, the swift ball movement. It's been a factor, despite the fact that they've lengthened the ground here at Belgrave South Recreation Reserve.
One thing I noticed, boy, very interesting, the big boundary umpire who just ran past the caravan is actually wearing sunglasses. I don't know why. You have a look next time he comes up this end, right in front of the caravan.
He might be shifting his eyes away from the gloom as the Upper Ferntree Gully side move it out of defence through the arch of Carroll. Carroll kicks towards centre wing. Mark taken on the second bite there by Dirksen. On the outer wing here at Belgrave South Recreation Reserve. Dirksen sends a probing kick inside the 50. One-on-one contest and a one-handed mark. A great juggling act there. And the mark was taken by Jason Godfrey. He's an imposing figure and can go back and have a shot on goal from 45 metres out.
Well, it was great transition there by the Upper Gully side. The greatest thing, though, Jason Godfrey just protected the space, the ball dropped, just used that brute strength that he has, and got to say, kept his eye on the ball. It's basic skills, but he lines up for a shot on goal.
Well, he certainly made it look easy on that occasion. Jason Godfrey in the 1 minute. Can he convert from 40 metres out? Set shot on goal is straight through the centre, and Upper Gully have first blood on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They're 1-1-7, leading South Belgrave yet to score 2 minutes in this first term.
It's going to be a great battle, that one. Todd Burley for South Belgrave on Jason Godfrey. Obviously Godfrey taking the early honours with the first goal of the game.
They're two big men, Brad, when you have a look at them, aren't
Sure
they?
are.
But Godfrey's just a little bit more weight there.
So a 7-point lead then for the Kings, 1-1-7. South Belgrave yet to score. Still haven't even gone 3 minutes in this first quarter here at Kings Park. Back in the middle now. Players dive in over the footy. And once again the umpire right on the scene to ball it up. So all the scoring so far being done by big Jason Godfrey for Upper Ferntree Gully. He's got 1 goal, 1. That's the entire score in the game to this stage. There's a free kick. Might have been for a trip, I think.
That was holding
on. So free kick goes to Risley for the Kings. Sways up his options, keeps the kick very low. It was a poor one, and it was chopped off there by Condor. So Brad Condor, sort of true centre-half back position for the Saints, out towards the wing position. And it's fisted over the boundary line. Odermatt was the target then, but he had plenty of opposition. And it'll be a boundary throw-in in front of the throng, in front of the clubhouse there, it looks like.
Looks like a cubby house.
I think that's what I was looking for, cubby house, spot on. This is Bernardo who takes possession for ex-Churnside Park player, of course, for South Belgrave now. Driving kick, but it's well marked in defence there by Gally. And Liam Gally switches to this broadcast side. Cassidy Marsh was the target.
Oh, great
Fisted on by Jeffries. That was good footy from the Saints, although now they lose possession. The Kings managed to steady. It's a high up and under kick to half back. Withers had a fair bit of it. Probably should have taken the mark. Kick up towards half forward now for Upper Gully. Petrarca went to ground. It was a good contest. Good second effort though by Petrarca. He dives over the footy. Tries to win it once more. He's on hands and knees. He's pulled off the footy. Wanted a free kick. Wasn't paid there by the umpire. And Hallinan clears for the Saints.
And the Saints move it forward through the arms of Hines. Can he pick it up? He has a touch of the fumbles. Eventually pressure is applied and the ball trickles over the line, and we'll have a throw in between half forward and centre wing for the Saints on the broadcast side of the ground. So boundary umpire quick to throw the ball back in. tap one for the Kings by Bullock, forces it to ground level. There's congestion, and we'll have a secondary bounce. So a very good crowd, as we mentioned, a great atmosphere at Belgrave South, a recreation reserve. Early stages, the Kings lead by 7 points. A gang tackle is applied, and the umpire blows the whistle. And it looks as if there's going to be a free kick going the way of the Saints here for a high tackle. And the recipient looks as if it's going to be Dale Hines. Seems to have walked up pretty gingerly on that occasion. He was certainly met head-on by a couple of Kings. Hines, he's shooting from about 45 metres out. The ground, of course, a little bit smaller here at Belgrave South Recreation Reserve, so he should get the journey if he persists with that kick. And he's facing a 45-degree angle.
It's gone back a long way.
The Michael Holding run-up, as they call it.
Great haul from the Tigers.
Dale Hines.
Nice
Puts
kick.
his right boot into it. Has it got the carry? Not quite. It's up to the goal umpire. I think he's adjudicated a goal. So South Belgrave might be on the board. They'll be conferring with the umpire here, but it looks as if it's going to be a major. It is. And the Saints are on the board this afternoon. 1 straight 6, trailing Upper Ferntree Gully 1-1-7. We're 6 minutes into the first term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
That was a great kick there by Dale Hines. He went back, as you said, Damo, very gingerly. He was wobbly on his feet, and he'd gone back with a big long run up. But boy, did he hoof the ball.
He gave himself some time just to compose himself, and when he felt it was the right time to take that kick, he did, and paid full dividends.
So, tight ball game early. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Just 1 point separating the sides. And it's Upper Ferntree Gully leading by 1 behind. Scooting over the ball then. Taking possession was Hallinan. Hallinan's kick just rubbers along the ground. Quick kick came out of the pack from Withers. It was a good one, and he found Smith. Jesse Smith in the middle of the Belgrave South reserve. Kicks to half forward. Handball was shot out to Hughlin. Huglin's kick here to Hines was pretty well weighted, gave him a chance. They lose possession now though. Ball spills out to Lee. Matty Lee for Upper Gully. Long left foot kick up towards Petrarca, who had to go 2-on-1. He's been beaten this time. Perry, Eamon Perry for South Belgrave, hugging the boundary with the kick, but it stays in play. Lee charges his way through, keeps the kick low, and well read then by Burley in defence. He had that kick well scouted and will clear once more for the Saints.
It was an ill-directed kick inside 50 for Upper Gully, and it gives the Saints the opportunity to clear. Breaking the tackle well was Benbow. He has some support. The hand pass was intercepted in the end. Benbow's still over the football. Stripped off the football was Nelson for Upper Gully. Benbow played by a couple of Kings. Weaving his way through is Houston for Upper Gully. Sends it into the corridor. Weaving his way around a couple of would-be tacklers is Murray. Sends the ball wide, and he finds a short option. It'll be marked in the right half forward position. Spearing kick to centre half forward. Picked out the player. It had to be accurate, and it was. And Tom Maher is the recipient. He can have a shot from centre half forward, around 45 metres out from goal, directly in front.
It's not easy to open up a ground of this size, but that was done expertly well. And look, he had 2 players to choose from. In the end, it obviously went the way of Maher.
And Hayden Stanton wouldn't be happy with his back 6 there, because as you said, there was 2 players by themselves.
Maher from just outside the 40-metre arc, kicked towards full forward, didn't have the legs. Great crumbing, sensational reading of the play, and Ryan Murray has kicked the second goal on the board for Upper Gully. They move on to 2-1-13, leading South Belgrave 1 straight 6, 8.5 minutes in on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
And in that 8.5 minutes, it's been all Ferntree Gully. They've caused all the running. They're moving the ball very quickly out of that midfield, which surprises us all, because we said that's where South Belgrave would get on top. But can they maintain it for 4 quarters?
Yeah, it looks as if Upper Gully are playing this ground as if it's their home ground. South Belgrave just haven't really settled as of yet, but we know they can do a lot better than this. So, as we said, can Upper Gully maintain it for the 4 quarters?
Great sharking of the pack then by Ryan Murray. Got front and centre to the contest, and it did sit nicely for him. But yeah, just caught napping a little bit then. The South Belgrave defence. A free kick paid in the middle there to Condor. Brad Condor, very experienced defender. Kicks pretty well straight down the middle. Quick clearing kick was effective. It wasn't pretty, but got the ball up towards the wing, but the mark was safely taken there for South Belgrave by Brown. Brown's kick finds Hines. Dale Hines swings around now, drives it forward. Bit of a floating kick, and it just lands at the foot of the behind post. just landed on the half volley, so it will be a boundary thrown right alongside the behind post.
At certain times, though, boys, Upper Gully seem to be just bombing the ball very quickly, but I put that down to some of the pressure that midfield of the South Belgrave side are putting on them.
See, desperate defence then from the Kings. All it was going to take was just a quick kick out of the pack from South Belgrave, but there was no way that the Upper Ferntree Gully defence was going to allow that. They got numbers to the contest. Hards works his way through, releases the handball to Hickleton. Hickleton's kick out towards the boundary and finds the boundary line.
We're already seeing the full effects of what a small ground can do. It's the congestion that both sides are facing, and there's been a lot of errant kicks, a lot of possessions in general that are just not hitting their targets, and it's just down to the tackling pressure of both sides.
Tap was one down by Condor for South Belgrave. Sweeping handball out of the congestion, was intercepted then by Jeffries, and Darren Jeffries couldn't take possession before he was bundled into the fence with thanks to Chew's tap. Grant Campbell.
Clearance is 6-2 in favour of Upper Ferntree Gully.
So ball in, right on the centre wing position. Broadcast side of Belgrave South Recreation Reserve. Tap one for Upper Gully there by Bullock. Forces it to ground level, but South Belgrave have the numbers. The kick hacked inside 50 by Withers.
Downfield, I think.
But a downfield free kick. It'll be going the way of the Saints. And it was indeed for pushing, as our boundary riders adequately point out, thanks to Life Care.
In the hands of Hines as well. He's a good kick. We've seen it
is.
already.
Yeah, he'll take some confidence out of that last shot, I think, but he's on a more acute angle on this occasion, about 40 metres out from goal in the right forward pocket.
The thing about Dale Hines, he come from the Southern Football League. He won the
Yes.
comp medal in Division 1 for Bentley last year playing as a defender. But South Belgrave played him in round 1 where he broke his collarbone. They started him off there, but ever since he's been playing forward.
Well, he's a versatile figure. Can he prove it with this shot on goal? It's across the face, but a brilliant mark. It was almost uncontested in the end.
It's like set it up for him.
A lack of punching from, or spoiling from the Upper Ferntree Gully defence, and the mark taken at full forward for South Belgrave by Alex Bacons, and he's a pivotal figure that's just come into the game. He'll have a shot from almost directly in front.
You go and ask Dale Hines, you'll say he passed that ball.
Say it every time of the day.
So Alex Bacons, virtually point-blank range, 5 metres out, and he registers South Belgrave's second goal of the afternoon. They're 2 straight 12, trailing Upper Gully by a point, 2-1-13. 12 minutes in on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, you saw 2 South Belgrave forwards fly for that mark, virtually, as you said, Damo, uncontested. And for the Kings' defence, the direct opponents, they just had to get body on.
Or a spoil.
Or a spoil, but I think deny them the leap. Get that body on, so it becomes a true one-on-one contest. And there was such a big pack of players. A mark would never have been taken in that sort of outcome or situation.
And a little bit of a pattern forming there, boys. As we said before the games, 2 of their top 3 forwards have been the goal kickers so far for South Belgrave.
Now Bacon's getting his first of the day from his first kick as Dyson was felled heavily. It'll be paid downfield here, the free kick for South Belgrave.
Hines in the wars again.
Heavy bump on Josh Dyson, and the man who the kick went to, Dale Hines, he also got felled pretty heavily, and he limps away from the
thing
back.
with Dyson, though, he got crashed then, but straight away he jumped up again. He's a tough character, don't we? There's not much of him, but he's very tough.
Former line?
Yeah, former Brisbane line. And,
only played one
ex-Hawk.
game for the Lions, but he was on their list.
That surprised me. I
counts.
thought he may have played a handful, but yeah, just the one game. This is Lee Odermatt.
Been in good form.
You back him in. He's a beautiful kick usually. This is no exception. Straight through the middle. Lee Odermatt gets the third goal on the board for South Belgrave. It's his first of the day. And the Saints lead by 5 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Ray Baird.
Yeah, and the 3 big goal kickers, 1 each, boys.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing for Upper Gully. They've controlled this game for the majority, and just a few, indiscriminate acts, and they find themselves behind. So, look, it's just they just got to go back to that team defence that they were employing in that first half of the first quarter, and I think they'll be better for it.
Football's all about momentum, and when you've got momentum, as Upper Ferntree Gully have had, you've got to hit the scoreboard,
Absolutely.
and unfortunately they haven't, because that momentum will swing.
So South Belgrave regaining the lead with their third goal of the match. Back at the centre, the hand pass comes out from Hards. Upper Gully gain about 10 metres, but South Belgrave have formed their wall across the half-back line. The kick comes from Somerville towards the centre weak position. A clever tap affected there by Odermatt. It sets up an attack, a foray forward in the direction of Bacons. He couldn't quite get his foot to the ball. Upper Gully have the numbers in the defensive line. A high ball towards the outer wing. Big fly at the back. came from Lachlan, and it's forced out of play for Upper Ferntree Gully. We'll have a throw in between half forward and centre wing for South Belgrave, outer side of Belgrave South Recreation Reserve. So the throw in. Tap one at the back for the Saints by Ferguson, and it's forced in the arms of Hughlin, who has a shot on goal, but it drifts across the face. Hines couldn't quite get there in time, and a minor score. So South Belgrave 3-1-19, lead Upper Ferntree Gully 2-1-13. We're 15 minutes in on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Inside 50s now 10-5 in favour of South Belgrave. They've had the last 5 thanks to Choose Tap.
Soupy Campbell there with the stats that matter as Brad Carroll to bring the ball back in for Upper Ferntree Gully. Goes to the scoreboard side of the ground.
Great body work.
Great work by Godfrey. Dished off the handball. They didn't really need to do that after taking the mark. Played on quickly, put Hards under a lot of pressure, and Godfrey crashes in on Odermatt with a very clumsy tackle. And will he get away with that one? Yes, he will. So Jason Godfrey, a little bit lucky. A lot of players around this footy. It's on the deck. And good work then just to force another ball up by South Belgrave. That was Max Makara at the bottom of the pack. This is Lachlan for Upper Gully into
Well
open
read.
space, but beautifully read, as you said, Andy, in defence. That was
Bimbo.
well played. Out towards the wing. Hughlin was the target. Kick into open space. This is Risley, all wrapped up, and good strong tackle. And it was Rory Neat there in defence who took that mark and then quickly moved the ball up towards the wing position, doing some good work in defence for South Belgrave. Handball shot out to Ferguson, got it from Jeffries, then to Brown. Brown was under pressure. South Belgrave cough it up here. This is Risley's little handball. Had Devet close by, little kick was effective, and that was good footy.
Hards.
So Bryce Hards here for Upper Ferntree Gully to drive it forward. Bit of a floating kick, Petrarca the target, but Hallinan just swooped in front of him. Tom Hallinan, he's always got great balance, this is no exception. Has a bounce, runs his full measure, and then drives the ball to centre half forward. To a pack of 4, the ball spills over the back. It's going to bounce and bounce all the way.
Hit the post.
In fact, just hits the bottom of the post. Didn't see whose boot that
Odermatt, I
came
think
from.
it was.
Otis. Otis, yeah. I don't know if it was a set play, boys, but you've called Godfrey up there in the ruck now because Bullock went off the ground, and as soon as he did, Godfrey went into the ruck there, and Hickleton came back to full forward. So we'll just see if that develops again.
Well, Carroll's long kick out of defence was marked by Odermatt. Up against the line in a confined space. Sends a probing ball towards forward. Brilliant mark at the back. Oh, he flew into the sky and he was up there for almost a week. That was a sensational grab at full forward for South Belgrave, and I think it was Hallinan that flew high, Jared Hallinan.
Yep, it is.
And he can take a shot from full forward, virtually directly in front from point-blank range.
Not the tallest bloke either, but he just got the sit
Is there
nice
hands
and
in the
early.
back?
No. I think it's absolutely legal, that mark.
And Hallinan scores a major at South Belgrave Edge further ahead. They're 4-2-26, leading Upper Gully 2-1-13 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
There was definitely no hands in the back.
We
That
love a
was
big
just a
mark.
great leap right over the top of everybody else. And it's great to see that small guys can do that occasionally.
And even if it was hands in the back, we don't want that type of football being taken away from our game.
Sorry, I
big
ruined
marks.
it.
Not at all, not at all.
If he'd have put his hands in the back, he would have been up there for a fortnight, no, not a week.
Could have set up camp up there, but it was a great mark, and South Belgrave are just starting to arrest momentum from this game.
Yeah, they are. They've opened up a handy buffer, 13 points, 4-2-26 now. South Belgrave to Upper Ferntree Gully 2-1-13 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. The Saints have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. In the middle now, a lot of players around the footy. This is taken away by Hughlin, who's been good in this first quarter. Tumbles the kick forward. Dirksen crashed in, showed good courage. And there against Bacons. He earned himself a free kick then, Jared Dirksen. Did really well. They fiddle around with it a bit deep in defence here at the Kings. Put themselves under some pressure, but it works out okay in the finish. Short pass on to Carroll. Brad Carroll at halfback, driving kick. Really tried to hug the boundary and overcooked it on that occasion. Out of bounds on the full.
Their Upper Gully's disposals hasn't been that good, boys. They've missed targets on several occasions and put it out of bounds on the full.
He's usually a pretty good user of the ball, Brad Carroll. This is Eamon Perry's, who's high, up and under kick. Huge pack of players camped under it. Carroll again, working hard, went to ground. Risley takes possession, but he's bundled up in a tackle, and no prior opportunity there for Tim Risley. So the umpire will throw it up once more, right in front of the scoreboard here at Belgrave. Quick kick by Bernardo, very high, long kick to Bacon's in the square. He had to go 3 deep then, had Dirksen in front of him, and it was rushed through for a minor score. South Belgrave at the moment, they're doing all the attacking, 4-3-27. Upper Ferntree Gully 2-1-13, and we're into time on in the first quarter, Damo.
Mark taken in the defensive line by Risley, deep in the back pocket for Upper Gully. Struggling to find targets up forward. Can they orchestrate an attack? Well, he sends a torpedo, a big barrel towards centre wing. Obviously, South Belgrave affecting the one-on-one contest, and again, they have the numbers on centre wing. Hand pass comes out and taken by Tom Hallinan. Spearing ball to centre half forward was, well, exercised to perfection in the end, and the mark taken by Hines. 50 metres out from goal, kicked into the man on the mark. Error-riddled football across the half-forward line, but they have the numbers here, the Saints. Hand pass comes out from Smith into the direction of Odermatt. Sends a long raking ball, but it's off target. In fact, out of the full. It'll be a free kick to Upper Gully in their defensive line in the back pocket to be taken by Dirksen.
Probably a little bit selfish there by Odermatt. He had options inside and sort of was a little bit one-eyed in his approach for goal. Just needs to lower the eyes and hit up some forward targets.
Dirksen goes short to Toole. First time I've called Brenton Toole today. One of the prime movers really for Upper Ferntree Gully over the last couple of seasons. Bit of a floating kick by him though. Free kick there paid against Lachlan. In fact, sorry, Lachlan will get the free against Hallinan. Incorrect disposal. Got it out to Risley. Charging run then from Risley. Kick was intended for Ma. The back of the pack. They do well again, the Saints, with Bernardo getting it from Condor, and now it's with Smith, who had his kick well smothered by Lachlan. Justin Lachlan charges in, keeps the kick low. It was intended for Petrarca. Getting in a fist then was neat, importantly. And Burley there just making sure that there was no way Matty Petrarca was going to be able to swoop on that footy.
One of the problems I see that Chad Rogers had, he's got South Belgrave's got Tommy Hanlon as a loose man around that centre half back position. I would love to see one of the Upper Gully forwards go to him, even if it's a 2-on-1. He's better than leaving Hallinan by himself.
Bernardo takes possession now, but he's all wrapped up. Will the umpire say holding the ball? No, he doesn't. Gives him the benefit of a fair bit of doubt then. Anthony Bernardo, he seemed to back into the traffic a bit, got away with it. Petrarca tries to throw it on the boot, and just couldn't do so, through for a minor score. 4-3-27 South Belgrave, Upper Ferntree Gully 2-2-14 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So, kick to be taken by Tom Hallinan, the designated kicker from defence for South Belgrave. Got a bevy of options towards the outer side of the ground, the eastern side of Belgrave South Recreation Reserve. He was looking for Adams, couldn't take the mark at a one-on-one, but forced it forward with a kick off the ground on centre wing. A fumble from Carroll at the end for Upper Gully, but he has the numbers to back him up. Carroll towards half forward, leaping high for the mark was Mark, couldn't quite take it, but he manages to regain it on the bounce. Kick around the body to centre half forward. No definitive option there for the Kings. Forced to ground level there was Burley for South Belgrave. Charging through in the end, Hallinan, he's been sensational with the don't argue. Got the hand pass away. Now they can move through the corridor, the Saints. A probing kick from Somerville towards the half forward line. Odermatt was forced at the back, and brilliant one-on-one play there from Gully for Upper Gully as he takes the mark at centre half back, and the Kings can move it forward.
Yeah, they will do so, as you say, Damo, through Liam Galley. Goes short now to Clibbing Gatus. And takes his full allotment of time, really, then. Clibbing Gatus looks for Toole. Pretty clumsy attempt to mark. He almost gave a free kick away. Umpire said play on. It's with Benbow. High kick towards the wing position. Hines was the target. Clipping Gatus dives on the footy. So too does Brett Adams, and he's all bundled up then. So it will be a ball up just in front of the scoreboard, electronic scoreboard, very easy to read, very clear.
Nice.
And we appreciate that. It's got the full goals, behinds and total score, which, you know, some grounds
Don't have.
Still don't have. Out of defence now, the Kings.
And they're not putting sponsors' messages on it during the game
No.
either.
Spot on. Jeffries, the handball was effective to Hughlin, got it to Perry.
Oh.
Perry's spearing kick was intended for Hines, just slipped through his fingers. Out of defence, the Kings. Bit of a floating kick to Carroll. And Brad Carroll there just couldn't quite drag in the mark.
Upper Gully not having the same conviction when moving forward as they did earlier in the quarter.
Yeah, not at all. They're playing really haphazardly, actually, and it's not boding well for them. They'll just want the quarter-time siren to go.
Charging through for Upper Gully was Lee, and he got the hand pass away, and they could move it forward on the counter-attack along the broadcast wing, but the kick was partially smothered. Eventually it's picked up by Adams towards centre-half forward, but his kick was ill-directed. Now Upper Gully have the space on the outer side of the ground. It's a 2-on-1 contest. Charging for it was Marr. Swigs it round his body inside 50, but Hallinan again standing up as the barometer in the South Belgrave defence. Hand pass eventually comes out to Lee. He was claimed, taken away there by Hards. Now Upper Gully have a chance. Working backwards to go forwards was Risley, then switches the play, looking for the intended target in Clifford Gatiss. He couldn't quite take it, but eventually it's regained. A high ball inside 50, Petrarca from the back couldn't quite hold it. At ground level, good crubbing by Murray. Swings it round his body. On the last line of defence, a chance for Bernardo. He's tackled, and eventually it trickles over for a behind as he was dispossessed, and it'll be 2-3-15 Upper Ferntree Gully. They trail South Belgrave 4-3-27.
One thing that stands out to me is the tackling is ferocious by South Belgrave. The pressure that they're putting on the Upper Ferntree Gully ball carrier is tremendous.
They just need a little bit of consistent possession to Upper Gully. They're sort of playing this quick brand of football, and because of the pressure from South Belgrave, they're just not handling it. They just need to compose themselves for a few minutes.
Somerville brings the kick back in. Plenty of players there, though, for the Kings to repel it.
Good mark.
Nice mark taken defensively, though, by Brett Adams. Adams goes very short to Benbow.
Like the ponytail, bro.
His footy ability is better than his ponytail.
Yeah, I could take or leave it. Benbow goes short.
Very good player, Alex Benbow. He has won a Liston medal playing for Frankston.
Dyson, Josh Dyson that was, who went very short to Bernardo.
See, this is what Upper Gully needs to do.
Bernardo just nudges it sideways to Neat. Sorry, Andy.
No, just saying, South Belgrave, they're assessing the situation really well. They realise there's not much time on the clock. They're just killing a few minutes here with the lead that they've got, and they're finding free players.
And Neat switched to the outer side and found Jeffries, and now it's with Adams. Adams goes short. Good retention of the ball here. They're using it well, South Belgrave, hitting their targets and just taking some time off the clock. Nice mark taken. Floating in was Perry. Lovely kick to Bernardo. Gave him a chance. He keeps his feet then, Anthony Bernardo. Did well against Murray, but just couldn't keep the ball in play.
So as we said, they didn't panic there, South Belgrave. They worked the ball up to the half-forward line. Unlucky not to even get further there.
Boundary throw in. Tap one down by Bullock. Got it to Lachlan. Strong tackle then applied it by Hallinan of the Jared variety. It'll be a ball up. Both the Hallinans have been prominent in the first quarter. Tom down back has been fantastic. Just about the best man on the ground in the first term. Jared Hallinan kicked a goal.
High tackle.
Both contributing. There's a free kick to go to Bernardo for a high tackle for South Belgrave. He goes short to the pocket. It was a dangerous kick, but was effective. And a chance now for the Saints through Josh Dyson.
Brad, you said the Hallinans have been good, but Anthony Bernardo, to me, he's been the best player.
Yeah, he's been terrific, Ray, no doubt about that. Josh Dyson is a left footer, so this will some sort of chance here. Dyson's kick drifts across the face of goal and easily taken through for a minor score. Rush behind there for South Belgrave, 4-4-28. Upper Ferntree Gully 2-3-15 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, Upper Gully quick to bring the ball out of defence. Spearing ball towards centre wing. It was ill-directed in the end. Jeffries had the prime position and he held the mark on centre wing for South Belgrave. So another turnover, potentially costly for Upper Gully. In the dying stages of this first term, the kick was meant for Bembo. He eventually regained it after dropping the mark. Fed the hand pass out to Neat. Neat sends a long ball inside 50. It's a vacant square, but it's through for a minor score as the quarter-time siren sounds at Belgrave South Recreation Reserve in this crucial Division 3 encounter. And it is the home side leading. The Saints 4-5-29 over Upper Ferntree Gully 2-3-15.